just listened to the In Memorandum from Bam. Usually I don't feel remorse when people that I never met died. Although I can't say that anymore. I think it's so troubling because I'm learning to see myself in other people. The thing of it is I never learned how to have compassion for myself because nobody around me had compassion for me because I was the scapegoat. Just blame it on Marge, you know? So I identify myself a lot in that kid, you know? When you don't grow up like everybody else and like go to the same school from kindergarten to 6th grade, and then you go to the same junior high, and then you go to the same high school, and people come and go, but you have your core, you know? And then when you get out of high school, you already know what college you're going to go to that your parents are going to pay for because it's the same college one of them went to. Addiction is such a terrible thing. I'm an alcoholic. When I start drinking, I don't stop. That's why I don't start. And then it's a slippery slope because once I start drinking, I'll go along to get along. I'll do whatever anybody puts in front of me. But back when I was active in my addictions, years ago, I would just stay away from people. Or I would travel around, I would hang out with different groups because not everybody, hey, what's up, would drink like me. And I drank so much that I would drink a lot with these people on Friday, but they would be hungover and wouldn't want to drink Saturday too. So then I'd go hang out with different people that wanted to party on Saturday. And then everybody else is trying to get them ready for their week on Sunday, and I'm just like, let's do this. So I was a drunk. I was a pig. I didn't care about mom. I didn't care about nobody else but myself. That's what alcohol does. It puts things in your head that tells you that it's every man for himself kind of thing. It puts words in your head. Those that are clairaudient. There's a lot of people that don't just live on the earth, but they live in the no place space too. They're called psychic intuitives. I'm one of them. I get it from mom. So, and then if you don't have no earth in your chart, it just makes it that much harder to stay grounded on this world. I'm a sensitive. I'm a over emotional. I just learned how to control my emotions at a very young age. Because mom used to always say, you need to learn how to control your emotions, because if people that can't control their emotions, they go in institutions where the agency will control your emotions for you. And I don't like to be controlled, so I stay out of trouble. I don't get into trouble. It's getting to be the world is becoming a dangerous place, I think largely because so many are fearful. There was just a big old earthquake out by the Philippines, you know. It was at 8.2 and then they downgraded it to like a 7.8, I think. There's always tsunami, panic, you know, inject the mainstream with that magic elixir, and then the adrenaline kicks in. And oftentimes people don't feel like they're in control when their adrenaline. Oftentimes people aren't in control when their adrenaline kicks in. That happened to me once. I was the victim of my brother assaulting me and slamming my head into the concrete floor. Good thing I'm an Aries, and I have a hard head. So don't worry, he's a very prominent lawyer now. That's what happens is the world is supposed to be a place of decency, but it's turned into a place where it seems like evil's winning, where people chasing their sensation and going after those grand desires matters more than just being a decent human being. I call it chasing sensations. The only chasing sensations I do anymore, what's up, is retail therapy. That's it. That's it. It's just retail therapy. I try to buy just practical things. And I do a lot of other things for other people too. Like this. I make these stickers. I got t-shirts. This one goes one way, this one goes the other. Straight people like rainbows too. I'm not a prideful person. I've never been big into pride. So when they're like, somebody sent me a text the other day saying, Happy Pride Month, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? What's pride? Look what pride does for people. Pride makes people believe that the thing they're prideful about can't do any wrong. It like removes culpability or something. So no, I'm not a very prideful person. I got an IM and I do TikTok stuff sometimes. I don't go out much unless I have a reason to, but when I'm out and around, I'll usually go walk around, get some exercise. I'm very big into fitness. I'm 52 years old, but I did 7 sets of 111 with my 20-pound weights today. And then I got this one of those new, what do you call it? I'm autistic. They said I was retarded in the 80s. I got one of those weighted vests, but it's 20 pounds. I always overshoot the mark. I go big and then strain myself until I get used to it, because I'm a Heyoka. I do everything backwards. What else is going on? It's been kind of nice here in northern New Mexico. I haven't been getting Mom out much though, because I guess I'm having a bad transit. I don't know. I don't know where the moon is. Sometimes when the moon are in Capricorn or Virgo, it doesn't feel very comfortable for me. So, but we'll be getting her out in the next couple of days. She likes to go for rides. We did manage to wash hair and give her a haircut today though. Hey, what's up? So, I just think it's important that people try to build community in their own community and not pay too much attention to what's going on the mainstream. I woke up this morning and I saw a bunch of stuff about how the United States and the Israeli militaries are joining forces, and I just have to remind myself that I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, and all this crap that they put on there, it doesn't impact my life and how I take care of my mother on a daily basis. Anything that they say on there, it never impacts us here. And oftentimes, there's been a lot of times where everybody's worlds aren't falling apart, but ours was. You see. Because it's hard to take care of people when you can't go to work because you can't leave them. It's hard to do that, but the world wants you to pay for their vacations and their 401ks and their freaking bullshit soccer games and their stupid basketball games, and then their freaking $1,000 tickets for their famous person. Who gets married at Madison Square Garden? Like Lego, that ego? Holy hell. That relationship isn't destined to last anyway, so it's not in the stars. It's just a publicity stunt, because when people that make a lot of money get things or do things, everything they do, it's all about something else. Like the election that they're doing out in LA, right? Evidently, the election was, what day was that? And what day is it now? And they still can't count. See, because let me tell you about it. Let me let you in on a little bit of a secret, and that is that election integrity, it's an oxymoron. Just like national security and military intelligence. Washington, D.C. and Hollywood, they both exist to distract people and getting people to believe that they're free when in fact we're living on an alien ant farm. Essentially. I love listening to Sloan Bella. She talks about this stuff. I'm not the only one that talks about this stuff. She has a way bigger channel than me. We have a lot in common, actually. I used to watch her back when she had really big Tupperware hair. Big old huge hair, big old blonde hair. She's done a lot of outreach stuff with kids, and if I was in her proximity, I might have been a kid that she would have worked with in an outreach, because I was basically an orphan that was born with two parents. Because there's a lot of kids like us. There's a lot of people, see, because people aren't recognizing, like, I was born with Chiron and Aries. It's basically the wounded warrior, right? Like, I can't heal my own wounds, but I know the things I've done to help make myself better. If other people did them, they would get better in their life too. I know this. These are things that I know. And so I think about what? Chiron's been in Aries since 2018. It's just now going in Taurus. Think about all the kids that have been born in the last 8 years through COVID, through all that stuff, that like their parents are checked out, and they gotta learn how to take care of themselves, just like I had to learn how to take care of myself. Recovery was a large proponent of that for me. I got to basically learn how, like, I take the good and I leave the rest. I don't go to recovery anymore because I think about going back sometimes, but I can't imagine recovery in Taos, New Mexico being any less shady than the AA in Bellevue and / Omaha, Nebraska. But it's the rooms I miss. It's the I miss like the readings and stuff. I mean, I guess I could still do this stuff on my own. It takes two. You need two people. I haven't had a drink in a number of years. I went back out after being sober for 14 years. And then I drank for about 7 months, and I had a second moment of clarity when I realized that nobody on planet Earth was going to take care of Mom, and that if I died, she would die too. And she deserves better than that. So that just sent us on this trajectory of... Our life is quite remarkable. I got locked out. I got grounded off Meta. I don't use AI to make stupid animated pictures and stuff like that. I dabbled with that for about 3 days after I got my Meta glasses. I essentially use them for security. When I go out, I record shit. And then I make content too. But like the town I live, it's unhinged. It's a whole bunch of people that live by the notion of, I'm just going to do whatever I want whenever I feel like it. For generations. That don't do good for the community. That doesn't do good for everybody. That just does good for a couple of people. Nepotism never did me no favor. I was born into one of those creepy Freemason families. My dad's side. My brother's a Freemason. They're all the privileged. I don't want their privilege because it comes with butt stuff, and I ain't into it. I ain't into violence. I ain't into killing for a thrill. I ain't into any of that shit. I ain't into freaking doing weird shit with kids because I was a kid that they did weird shit with. And I'm not perpetuating the behavior. I'm not going to say, oh, it's okay for me to do it because it happened to me. And that's what these freaking sickos do. Sick. Sick. Ohs. But hey, keep going all those sporting events and all those stupid award shows. Watch the dumb movies. I wonder how many millions of billions of dollars frickin' Steven Spielberg is gonna make on his Disclosure movie when we all... Dude, anybody with half a wit on this planet knows that we are not the only opposable thumbs with interstellar freaking intellect. What do you think meditation is? Why do you think people that meditate are so intelligent? Because we quiet our brains, disconnect from our egos, and go into the no place space where all the data and information is held. You ever sun gaze? You know what sun gazing is? See, I'm a mixed breed. I got the brown blood and I got the white blood. Which one's the lizard? Which one's the indigenous? I don't know. I got them both. Because I know one's alien and I know the other isn't. So which is it? Is it the indigenous that have been here for all times? Or for some times? Or maybe the earth is only a day older than the oldest person that exists. Maybe history is just a concept that's made up that people think of when they're asleep. They said I was retarded in 1987. I was 12 years old. They said I was autistic. They said you're never gonna amount to anything. You'll never do anything in your life. You're too stupid. You're too dumb. You can't even talk right. What's wrong with you? I'm not evil. That's what's wrong with me. I don't fit into a world where people like to hurt people and get their little rocks off. See, I don't participate in the world because I don't even want to engage with people in an angry fashion. Yet I can't help it. I'm Heyoka. It's what Heyoka do. You want to be like that with me? I'm going to be like that with you more, and then you won't like it, and then maybe you won't do like that with other people no more. I never understood. See, I grew up in such I watched Mom get hurt so many times. Nobody deserves to get hurt. I've seen her get kicked off a second-story porch, and she was already knocked out. It was probably in her best interest. Thank God that God didn't have me there when that dude slammed her head in the car door of his 64 Chevy. But that's why I take care of her now, because I wasn't there for her when she needed me. And she was adopted. She was adopted. She was born to a family that threw her away. And then in 2020, we ended up in Taos, New Mexico. Back where she was born. It's a really wild story. So, anyway. I got grounded off Meta. I'm going to change the subject. I don't want to be sad. I got grounded off Meta yesterday. I asked it about the anthrax vaccines that it gave me. And I said how I come to believe that they tested, that these vaccines got tested on us military members, so when COVID came out, that's why they rolled it out so quick, is that they were testing it on us for all those years. And anthrax was never a threat. Anthrax is bullshit. So why I got 8 anthrax vaccines? It's the only other reason I can think of, because everybody I worked with knew that I wasn't gonna do. I was doing my 6 years and I was done. I was done because it's a crock. It's a pony show. It's a display of force. It's America's a bully, and now America's gonna get bullied. What part of America? I don't know. It's hard for me to determine. Like, people say terms like patriots. I'm like, what is a patriot? Is that someone that sits on their couch and lets this country go down the toilet? Is that what a fucking patriot is? Am I going to find patriots at car shows in New Mexico? You ever been to a car show? It's like people are stuck in fucking loops, man. You go to one car show, and then you go to another car show, and it's all the same fucking cars. They just move from one parking lot to another, and then sit around, and then think about when they peaked back in fucking elementary school. Fucking car shows. You know what? You know what a big downfall of freaking the last place state is? New Mexico is when they made Breaking Bad like a show to look up to emulate. False idols for profits. It's so weird when people care more about strangers than their own family and stuff like that. We live in a weird time. We live in a time where the president, who's a Nepo fucking kid, his daddy gave him $1 million and just said, fucking God, do something with your life for the love of God. And then he went bankrupt. The guy is known. A lot of people are known for this, but they don't talk about it. Right? Like when I was in AA, they had these big AA conferences, right? Because you pass the basket when you got a room full of freaking 2,000 people, and you got a bunch of meetings, and every meeting somebody, that's thousands of dollars, right? And AA conferences aren't AA. They're not the same thing. It's people that are in AA, they fly them all over the United States to talk about their shared experience, strength, and hope. It's bullshit. It's freaking... Some could think of it as like human trafficking and stuff like that. Anyway, so they would do this, I know people that have like made a lot of money from going to AA conferences and then recording the freaking meeting and then selling them. So they need to not talk to me about the right and wrong, because they don't even know what right and wrong is. AA conferences. There's always groups that like have a good heart, there's groups that start out, they have a good intention, and then there's people in it that have their own agenda. That's what the United States government is. Like, we're Israel now. We're the bottom bitch. America took the knee. It did. And most Americans, I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna fight for this fucking country. I already did, and it shits on me every day. So fuck it. People believe in the freaking nonsense. Believe in all of it. Believe that Trump has a plan and he's gonna do a 180, and believe that he's gonna make sure that he doesn't give a shit about anybody but his own kids. Did you know that one of them just tried to buy an island that doesn't belong to them? You know what I mean? It's just the privilege. You know why they do whatever they want? Because people have a number. They sell their soul. They have a number of that they reach of things that, see, I don't have that number. I don't have Earth in my chart. I don't give a fuck about money like everybody else does. People are out there just hungry. I gotta get me some money. I'm gonna make me some Zia freaking earrings and go get me some money at the car show. It's fucking retarded. So, I hate this song. Why is it in my... I don't even like Frank Sinatra. I feel like I delete songs a lot, and then they don't get deleted, or they come back. Maybe it's part of my backup. I don't know. Stuff. I started listening to Fun again. I listened to him back in like 2010. This guy went from Fun, Jack Baccaroff or whatever his name. He went. He was with the chick that was on. He was in Bleachers, and then is that the band? And then he was in. He dated that nasty girl from that girls show. And then they broke up. She did not age gracefully either. People were much better looking in the 70s and 80s. They were. They were. Like, the evolution of the earth is really baffling to me. Based on the principles of you becoming a better version of yourself every single year, why are so many people sick and unhealthy? Is it the food that they eat? Mom and I are getting better. We're getting healthier. We don't drink tap water. You get tap water in New Mexico, and there's like floaties and shit in it. So I get my drinking water at Sid's. And I also get my chicken at Sid's. I'm not eating beef anymore. I'm off beef right now. But Mom loves salmon. And Sid's actually has real food. If you go to Walmart, Albertsons, like any of those, there's a whole bunch of grocery stores that exist that I've never ever been to. Like, I'm not on the same planet. Like, they have, like, it's mostly East Coast shit. Because I'm mostly, like, middle earth. Like, I lived in Omaha 15 years, and then I grew up in California. I know I'm not from any place. I was born, and we've basically been pretty much moving around ever since. There's times that we've had, I should make a list of how many times I moved in my whole freaking life. Just my 6th grade year, we moved 4 times. And I didn't go to school for 7 weeks. That was also the year the Space Shuttle Challenger blew up. We watched that in Mr. Euler's class. I was 6th grade year. Ended up getting, so I started off in Reading at Rother. And then we ended up in Reading, and I was at Deer Creek. Last day of school, got in a fight with Tanya Patton. The best thing, I still remember stuff I learned in 6th grade. We had to lay down on the ground, and they did an outline of our body, right? Our classmates did. An outline of our body, and then on it we had, like, we learned about the endocrine system, and how your skin is the largest organ in your body. And that people don't treat it their largest. I mean, they just don't. We're a whole ecosystem, and people don't even know how to take care of themselves. And that makes me sad. But see, I grew up in the 80s when they, like, you had to do, like, jump rope routines. I failed PE. I got a D. Plus, I wouldn't shower with the girls, because I thought they were pretty, and I knew that was wrong, that I don't need to be, that's wrong, you don't do that, you don't, it's like cheating kind of thing. Like, I knew I liked girls from a very young age, because, I mean, that's what they do, they break our brains. They broke my brain, they made me, I don't like men, the idea of being with the dude in his hairy butt makes me want to throw up in my mouth. And dudes aren't very smart, you know. I worked with a lot of guys. I was in the military. I was in IT. I worked in hospitals, and guys know how to fake it. They do. They know how to pretend. They know how to, well, women do too. I know this. I have too much masculine energy in me. I have more masculine than feminine. I'm one of those inverted people where they block hormones to make sure that you're going to be a specific gender, even if that isn't the natural course of action of your life. So it's like destiny breaking. Like, if I were born a man, I probably would have made a very, very good husband and a wonderful father. Because I would have been better than my dad. So there's like a potentiality out there that exists, but I have my life that I live, and this is reality, so I have to live in accordance to this. Because God, Creator don't make junk. And if I alter myself and stuff like that, I'm just worried they're going to make me come back and do a replay, and I don't want that. So I ain't messing. There was a time that I almost got top surgery. Because I don't have any, like, attachment to my boobs. Like, they're just there. They're just in the way. They're just... And I always were, when I went to AA meetings and conferences and concerts and fun stuff, I dress up with a bow tie and a fancy shirt. And it just made the shirts feel weird, fit funny. So I was going to cut my boobs off. They call it breast reduction surgery. I even looked up, like, doctors, like in the United States that were renowned for it. And at the time, this was probably back in 2010. At the time, there was a dude in Lincoln that did it. And I was like, I looked into it until I saw what the recovery was, and I said, no, I don't need to do that. I got braces instead. Because I had fucked up teeth. Because trauma, man, it messes with your... Trauma sucks. And you know what is harder? I say trauma, they call it mental health. It's like, it's hard because you just always expected to act like you're okay. You're always expected to be okay, only you've lived through hell on earth. And you're supposed to act like you're okay so you don't make the people that believe in Santa Claus and all those reindeer games, you don't want to make them feel bad about their position in life, about believing in bullshit. If you don't want your kids to not to find the truth out about fucking Santa Claus, keep them away from me. Because you might want to lie to your kids, but I don't. Santa Claus is a slippier slope, because then before you know it, you have people believing that their frickin' vote matters in elections and stupid shit like that. And that if you work hard, that you're going to get ahead in life. None of that shit is real. The reality of it is the position is already filled and it's not going to go to you. That's the reality of it. Unless you got that good blood. And I got the good blood, but I wouldn't sell my soul, because everybody, my AA sponsors, everybody wanted me to put mom in a home. Everybody. You deserve a life. Put your mom in a home. Put your mom in a home. I said, are you the same people that told me that family's supposed to mean everything? I'm so confused as about which ones I'm supposed to believe in. Because if you say that family means everything, and then you tell me to put my only family member in a home, then you just say anything. And see, people will justify putting their family members in a home. That's why they want you to be like them. So when I was in AA and all these people said, put your mom in a home, put your mom in a home, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that. They just wanted to make themselves feel better, because that's what they did. They put their mommies and daddies in a home. And then when mommy and daddy are gone, they're like, I'm so sad. I wish I would have spent more time with them. Well, I will never have to be sad about that. Because I've spent every day with mom, probably more days than I haven't in my life. Probably. Because you take care of people, right? But we live in a world where people, dude, it's going to get so nasty. It's already getting nasty. Like, I got to be careful about the money that I spend. And I've been because I freaking pissed. My birthday money, I went through 10 grand. happy birthday to me. But see that air conditioner right there? That's like our cooling system. I bought another one of those in case that one breaks. I have one on hand. Like I bought an extra pair of like orthopedic shoe inserts and stuff like that. Like I buy practical shit. I bought an inverter for my car. I'm thinking about setting my Suburban up with solar panels. And then like going out and when I feed people, give them water, stuff like that, I can they could charge their phones and shit. And got me one of these. I'm getting one of those little jackery things, the little ones, because I have a big one for our backup here in case power goes out. Because shit, it always goes out. The CEO of freaking Kit Carson Electric Cooperative makes $400,000 a year. Thankfully, it hasn't gone out in a while, so I haven't had to use the jackery. But there's always people hitting power poles, and hell, one of the sheriffs got killed a couple weeks ago. What day? I don't know. Can't keep track of time. Don't care. But dude ran into on a freaking sheriff motorcycle. Like, you know when somebody dies, then the whole community is like, bah, right? And it's like, I try to have, like, the dude was on a sheriff motorcycle and hit another sheriff car. That's stupid. That's a training issue. That's a... What, you guys don't practice defensive driving skills? You don't have drills? You don't run, you don't practice? You just get out there and just freaking willy-nilly because you got a badge, so go out there and... It's stupid. It's dumb. There's all kinds of local, that Melissa lady got found, and then there's whatever. The justice system in any place in the United States is a joke, but in New Mexico, it's like non-existent. It really isn't. No, it's not safe. If somebody doesn't like you in New Mexico, if they got some freaking equally dastardly friends, you better watch your back. That's New Mexico. I posted a video of taking these flowers to where this girl used to work, because I thought maybe they could call her and make sure they got to her, because I don't know where else to give them to her, and I just know that her mom died, and I would be sad. I'm going to be sad when my mom dies, and I want people to help me keep mom's memory alive, kind of thing. And I got an instant message of somebody saying, you didn't have my permission to make that, me and my co-workers. You didn't have, and I'm like, you can't even hardly see her freaking face. You can't see your other co-worker at all. I didn't even answer her. I just deleted it. I deleted it, and then I went to the local Taos government page and looked up what the rules are for recording in public to make sure I wasn't breaking any laws, because I do that. I read a lot of laws because I don't want to go to jail. And they have so many laws nowadays, it's like, it's easy to target people. So I just stay home, take care of my mom, go out to do chores every now and again. And then I always see something stupid when I go out. Always, always, always. This place cracks me up. There's always a stupid cousin from someplace. Whether it's California, Utah, born and raised. People think I'm talking about, like, I'm so misunderstood. It kind of cracks me up. It's cool because it's like a defense too. People think I'm dumb because they don't know what it's like to be around an intelligent person. See, I was dumb. I was uneducated. I was ignorant about a lot of things. And then what happened is I became educated. And I don't like the educated. I don't like academia. I don't like people that write dissertations. And dude, I made it through getting 2 degrees in college without ever taking like a LSAT like a college entrance exam. I took the ASVAB, that was it. That's the military entrance exam. I got like a 96 in mechanics. They wanted me to enlist right out of high school, and I was like, fuck that, I gotta go party. I gotta go play and waste my life until I'm 25, until I'm nice and desperate, and then I gotta go do the right thing. Anyway. I just am finally succumbing to. I'm getting to the place that I'm accepting that some people just will never fall into the mainstream category, and I'm one of them. I don't like large groups and crowds anymore. I used to get all charged up by it, just being around it. Like I'd go stand in front of a speaker at a concert and like levitate just about, you know. And it's not even my world anymore. We're supposed to constantly keep becoming better versions of ourselves. That's what I always understood life to be. And based on that, there shouldn't be so many people. People is just such a dumb word. I need to think of it. Beans. I like beans. The beans of this earth. They're beans. They're just beans. Some beans don't have souls. Some beans do have souls. Some beings like to torment the souls of other beings. It's called the United States government. Anyway. So I think it's funny. And then I asked Meta today, I said, what is it that I said? I said, give me a list of all your rules, regulations, policies, and procedures, because I got locked out for 24 hours and I don't want that to happen again. They're like, we don't do that. I said, yeah, you do, because you did it yesterday. I haven't been able, every time it says you went against our rules and now you're locked out for 24 hours. And maybe it's just me. And you know what's funny is that I actually got screenshots because I put in the question, I said it about the anthrax vaccines, right? And then it would come out with an answer, and then the answer would go away, and it had this little thing that says you can't ask questions for 24 hours. And I was like, oh my God, I wonder what my user, because my digital footprint, let's see, the people that I've had, when I worked at Creighton, there's like 7,000 students between online and on campus. Or 4,000. There's 4,000? 7,000. I have to look it up again. And then when I worked at the security company, it was the third largest company in the world, and it had like 334,000 employees. So that's 334 plus, we'll say 5. So that's 339,000. 339,000. And then when I worked at, think about the people that I was responsible for as a security when I was in the military. You heard I don't miss air shows, but now they're back. Those are the biggest freaking propaganda wheel bullshit. That is the biggest misappropriation of funds. People think that like the military is the best of the best. It's not, dude. They're warm bodies and they can't. They're central cast members and they can't even play the role no more. They can't even pretend no more. They don't even have like characters that look like soldiers anymore. All these little noodle arms and stuff, and these oversensitives like me. They're not killing machines. There's still some though. There's still plenty. I see them in the comments that think that like, ooh, hoorah, super suck, go fight, kill, thrill, whatever. It's just bizarre. Like what happens in your brain that makes it okay to take another life? I just saw 4444. Thou shalt not kill. Or fund it. That's another thing. It's so nice to see all the false idols for prophets to come out and say, no more wars. Shut up. Where's that Matthew guy been for the last 20 years? Like, you have these people that did something 20, 30 years ago, and then they sit on a couch for 30 years, and now they're going to get up off their couch, stretch, and then go do what they did 30 years ago. It's appeal to emotion. It's freaking appeal to emotion fallacy. It's keep people stuck in the good old days. Then we can just keep them doing the same thing over and over, and they'll never do anything and realize the full potential of what they actually are. Gosh forbid. That's why Taos is spending $7 million on a baseball field for little kids. Because that is what stupid cousins do. Yeah. You just can't. I don't participate in the world because I'm not trying to change the world. I'm changing me, and I'm not going to play their stupid games no more, so I just stay home all the time. Sometimes we go out for drives, not very often. Gas is kind of pricey. You know, there's just really not much out there for me anymore. I had a good run. I did. I've done so much in my life that I don't even want to travel around. Why would I want to travel around? People ruin everything. Trolls are largely why that Matt dude killed himself. He took it to heart. And he did it while using. So he just took all the hate from all the trolls and he let it weigh down on him. And then alcohol and drugs it sealed the deal. You get negative attachments. People get freaking straight up freaking possessed with evil shit. Go listen to Jessie Zaboter. It's not even me that says this shit. She's talked about for years, ever since I lived in Oregon, about how they do like wicked incantations over barrels of whiskey so people do terrible things after they drink it. People with evil, wicked hearts, they're dastardly. And there's a lot more than people with good hearts, I'll tell you that. There's way more. Because people with good hearts, they just can't sit around and just idly. You just can't. You just get. One thing me and Mom like to do when we drive, whether we're going to the store or not, I always got water in an ice chest in my back seat. Whenever I see pedestrians, hey, you need water? Fuck yeah. Dying without water. Water's life. It doesn't matter. People don't believe that water's life because they're too busy with stuff that doesn't matter. Another sporting championship. Another famous person getting married so they can be divorced in 6-7 years anyway. People are being priced off planet Earth right now. They are. And it doesn't have to be that way. I think there's a lot of people that are going to die just because they don't have their basic needs, and because. And it's not poverty consciousness. You want to know where poverty consciousness comes from? It comes from the freaking elite. It comes from the rich people that think that because they did nothing to get what they have, that they have this broken thing in their brain that says they don't deserve they don't deserve anything because they're not like me. I deserve it all, and if I give them some, then there will be less for me. World War III has been going on for a long time because it's of a spiritual variety. It's what are people willing to do and what are people willing to not do for money, property, and prestige. And there's a lot of people that did that one thing that one time. and they're forever beholden. Deals are made, debts are paid. I'm glad I didn't get caught up. I was very young and impressionable. It's very good that I didn't get hooked up with the wrong people, because I probably would have gone along to get along. It's a trip. But I'm still here, and it's amazing. I never thought I'd live to be this age, but nothing changed back in Oregon when I decided that I wasn't just living this life for me, and that Mom was my priority. She took care of herself for a real long time. She did. She's still like is real active. Like she gets up and she moves around and she gets active and stuff like that. Some days I don't feel very good though. Like yesterday I wanted to take her out, but I just didn't really feel very good. So we stayed home. But we go outside and we walk around in the yard and stuff like that and get fresh air and stuff. We stay active. It's important to stay active. What are those sayings that they say, objects in motion stay in motion? You know, there's a lot of really sad people right now. There's a lot of really scared people. And you know what? There's plenty of people that it ain't nothing. That their lives aren't impacted at all whatsoever. Their lives have never been impacted. Like, I see a lot of people, like, there's like, social media is weird. You'll see one instance of something, and then within a 12-hour period, you'll see like one or two other people that went through the same circumstance, but they weren't a part. They're not all a part of the same group. Like, hey Stanley, like there's a lady that was in shock, and she's like, a man just got shot in front of me. I still have she had his blood on her purse and everything, and then like a few hours later, another guy in a different city, hey, what's up, said the same thing. He's like, I just got shot, someone just got shot in front of me. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. The world is reruns. I'm old here. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks about how I feel about things. There's my cat. He just woke up from his last meal nap. Huh. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's lived with me in all the states that we moved around in. He doesn't even travel good. He always, like, I can't put him in like a cat carrier, because he has nervous bowels when we get. But he's a good boy. He's been on 27-hour car ride, 24-hour car ride, 7-hour car ride. The last one was, what was the last one? Oh, then like a 20-minute car ride twice. We move around a lot. Just trying to keep our happy little family together. When we came here, we came here with 5 dogs, and Stanley and Mom, and we're down to Luna, Stanley, and Mom. Because life is not easy for some. For some, it's pretty easy. 30, 40, 50-year-olds, when something traumatic happens, they're like, that's the most traumatic happen. I was like, how do you get to be so old and nothing traumatic has ever happened to you? How did I get so many traumatic instances that happened in my life? That's not fair. Well, I guess it's getting divvied out now. I don't want people to go through traumatic events. I didn't want to go through traumatic events. It's horrible. What, when you realize how gross the earthly plane is, and how, God, man, there's just so many people, they just like to cause harm and break things and destruction and stuff. And like you know what is so weird about that dude I call Biff, the president? Biff, President Biff. He's President Biff. It's that he doesn't drink alcohol. He's not a drunk. But yet he acts like, I guess that's what narcissism is. And some people are narcissists with drink, and some people are narcissists without drink. Oh, this is that song that freaking Taylor Swift took lyrics from. This song. There's the same long. There's this part in it that says, "These are the days." Taylor Swift has that part in one of her songs. I played them back to back before. Yep. Everybody's knocking off everybody else's stuff. And the innocent people end up in jail. I wonder how many people have that, like, you're a bad guy, I'm telling on you, and then like they get framed and end up in jail. I've known believe that to be true for many years, like 20 years now. That Hollywood and DC, like it's like this is what they do. You take a town, okay, and then you have somebody that's like in the police, right? And then they like records or whatever, and they have access to all of these cases. What's a case? A case is a story. Is a story about crime of passion, because that's what all murders, all those nasty things are. They're all crimes of passion. People lose their shit and can't contain themselves, and so they know somebody that writes for a show, and they're like, hey, look, I'm going to feed you all these stories, right? But the legal system says, like, you have to change names, you have to use likenesses, right? But like the people that the stories are actually about, they never get credit, like, you know what I mean? Because their lives are being taken to make TV shows. If you have never known anybody in Hollywood, ever, it's like everything they're doing, they're pretending. It's so weird. It was the same in AA, when I went to AA. They used to say, people used to look me in the eye and say, people should know that you don't like them in AA. And I didn't know that they were talking to me. Like, people have hated me my whole life, and I had no idea. Because they act so nice. See, I don't pretend. I'm friendly to people, but as soon as I get the inclination that fucking somebody's being shitty to me, then I'm not anymore. I'm just not. I treat people the way they treat me, and if they treat me like shit, I just don't deal with them. I don't retaliate, I don't get back, I'm not a spiteful, vengeful person. Because Mom taught me the consequences of my actions at a very young age, and she made it quite clear that what you put out will come back to you. If you hurt people, it's going to come back to you in ways that you will not like. Therefore, I don't have maliciousness in my heart. You give me drinks, you give me alcohol, fuck it, it's on. Don't care. That's why I don't drink, because I don't like who I am when I do those things. I'm much sweeter, much nicer, sober. I do eat candy. That's my only last vice. At bedtime, I'll eat some candy about 6 o'clock. Get all nice, relaxed for a couple hours, and then go to sleep. I used to pass out and then wake up and hope, oh God, I hope I'm in my own bed when I open my eyes. That was never fun. I wonder how many people in the last, how many years, have never heard this song. 93. It came out 1193. UB40, I used to like this song a lot. I still do, or I wouldn't be here. Life is better with the soundtrack. This is a good one, too. I was 15 when I first started listening to this, and I'd go with my friends that were 18, 19. We'd jump in the Volkswagen Fastback. I'd go down to San Francisco for the weekend and stuff like that. We had a lot of freaking... It's amazing that I didn't end up in a snuff film. Heck, I used to even go to the freaking Freemason Lodge in Reading. I could have been a Lost Lanes. Lost Lanes is a place in Reading that people historically have been sacrificed. That all the locals know about, but nothing is ever done about it. Because that's how the world is. When evil wins, because we have free will and people use their free will to do really weird stuff. You notice that? Like, of all the things that you could decide to do, that's the thing that you decided to do. Some guy came across my trajectory. I was in the Air Force with him. Dude got stationed on Crete, permanent party, after I was there in 03 when we bombed Iraq for no reason. But he would call the shop every now and again. And I'd talk to him. And then, like, Facebook came out and all that stuff. And then, like I had heard that he got reduction of rank. He was a staff sergeant and got kicked down to senior airman because when he was over on Crete, he cheated on his wife because his wife and kids were stateside. You ain't gonna take the whole family. You get a gig like Crete? No, the whole family ain't going. It's for singles. It's like Korea. Korea is a place that people get to go for a year and just basically test out their liver. I used to go to a meeting with the dude that like got kicked out of the military when he was in Korea because he got all wasted, wrecked his car, and messed up his arm real bad. If you can't do your job, you're no use to the military. Like, people don't understand how lame the military is. On my TikTok, I posted the UCMJ, like several pages of it. If people want to know, because it's not civilian law, it's different. Like, you can't cheat on your wife. You get kicked out. Like, you get a sunburn on your feet when you're vacationing in Cozumel or whatever. Like, you're on the beach, and you're waiting around, you fall asleep with your feet in the water. You get sunburned, and you can't put your boots on to go to work and do your job. You get, like, Article 15s and stuff like that. If they really don't like you, they'll just kick you out. It's like any other organization. Rules, regulations, policies, and procedures, they're for the rule followers. And if you come out, they're not for the people that don't follow rules. There's so many different sides to the military. There's the sides of the people like me. Like, I enlisted to go to college. I didn't give a shit about no fucking war, about defending. It's all bullshit. I always known that was to be true. Ever since Vietnam, and Mom's boyfriend Larry would talk about how it was bullshit, and how we never needed to be there, and how our own government would freaking, like, they use weather machines to make it rain, again with the feet. They'd make it rain so it would rain so much and flood that our guys, it didn't matter. Everybody, your boots get wet, you get gangrene, you get nasty shit, you're done. It's a war tactic. Fuck up your feet. You can't walk, you can't do nothing. And so I've known ever since then, it's like every time we go over there, and then genealogy came out with all the DNA testing and stuff like that. What happens? You figure out, you look at all the people that have half brothers and sisters in frickin' Vietnam, because dudes go over there, they get their D dirty. Because they get the dirty D. Because they aren't loyal. You have a bunch of disloyal men in the military. You think they're going to be loyal to the country? They're not even loyal to their own wives. Who are you kidding? You know how much officers make in the military? Like, let's see. If you go look at... Okay, I did a talk on this not too long ago. Let's see. It's like 08s and up. So it's like 08, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I think it goes up to... I can't remember. And every branch is different. I was in the Air Force. But you have like majors, lieutenant colonels. They're bringing home 15, 17 grand every month. Could you imagine having direct deposit that much money in your account every month? Think about what they started out at. If they retired 30, 40 years ago, every year that goes up. Like, these people have more money and nobody should be on the street. Nobody. America's going down the toilet because people are conflicted with themselves because they're different. They're portraying a role. They're different than they were raised. Like, there's the person that they're supposed to be, and then there's the person that they are because they are their ego. And ego is easing God out. God is good, orderly direction. Do the right thing. You see somebody hungry, you feed them. You see somebody cold, you take care of them. And liking them doesn't have anything to do with it. It doesn't. Like, I have served so many people in my life, and I didn't like any of them. But it was my job, and it's what I was supposed to do. Liking, there's no place in liking when you take care of people. Like, I remember when I worked at Creighton, and a lady got, in North Omaha, she got shot in the head, and the girl was brain dead. She was dead. She was lifeless. Yet they went through the motions. They brought her in from the ambulance. They did all the things so they could still freaking bill some insurance company. Like, that doesn't promote appreciation for life, reverence for life. And that, I don't think those people, those beings are humans when people don't have reverence for life. Like, what are you? If you only care about you and you don't care about nobody else, what the fuck are you? Do you turn into a lizard at night? Because I believe in all this stuff. If it came from an imagination, it derives from some sort of reality on some sort of plane, in some sort of a dimension. Even if we don't see it. Like, when you go out, like, have you ever, I've walked out in places before, like, and just look down, and you ever find something slimy and gross and nasty, and you're just like, where did that come from? It doesn't belong in the yard. Like, parts, like, no, never. I just have had too much weird, supernatural, metaphysical things happen to me. Well, I've lived in the no place space. I had 5 near-death experiences before I was 15. Let's see, baby rape, drowned, electrocuted, mom, in the box truck. And what was that other one? I always forget the 5th one. Anyway. So that's why I have reverence for life, because I've almost lost it so many times. Because I didn't always make the best choices. Heck, I was 2 years old and 2.5 years old, and I put a fishing hook through my tongue. Right through it. I used to put everything in my mouth. That's what us little weird little autistic kids did. Because you taste it. You smell it, you taste it. You gotta use all your senses to figure out what things are. Right? Yeah, I ate paste. I wanted to see if things tasted like they smelled. Like alcohol, like liquor, it doesn't taste like alcohol. Just tastes this. I can't deal with alcohol. I can't be around people that drink anymore. I can't. It's hard. It's hard. Because I see me. I see me. I see like how I annoy people. How like yeah, it'd be cool, and then I'd start drinking and get to a point, and I could tell like they don't like me and stuff like that. Like it's just so much easier to stay out of all of that. Plus, I break out in handcuffs. I used to drink and drive all the time, and now like I mean, there's not Uber in the town I live, so God forbid I ever wanted to tie one on. And I get cravings sometimes. I do. Sometimes I just want to. But the last time I drank for those last few months, it ruined. AA for 14 years ruins alcohol. It does. Like I had my sober, conscious spectator part of me that was the observer that was observing me drunk, and then I couldn't even enjoy it. So it's not for me. It's for all of those other people. They're all afforded the luxury of Blotto'sville because I don't get it. Huh, Stanley? Yep. I'm tired now. I wanted to talk long enough so I could get tired and go to sleep. Now I think I can get tired and go to sleep. Huh, Stanley? Put on a couple. I can't. Sometimes I can't even believe myself. Usually, like I like shows with laugh track. Something about a laugh track. I grew up with the laugh track shows, like Laverne and Shirley and Three's Company and all those things, right? And so like the show. So I like to fall asleep to. Not. Mom and I usually watch dinner with Mike and Molly, but then I go to sleep with Two Broke Girls. And then I watch the show, and I'm just like, it is just such a not a good show. It's not good for. It's just so dirty. It's so filthy. It's so. Yet it's the laugh track. And I can't stand Betty White. I might be the only person on the planet that can't stand Betty White. She never had kids. I think it's because she ate them, but that's just me. I don't know. Sloan Bella might agree. And there's scenes in the Golden Girls. The reason why I bring it up is because they also have a laugh track, and they have classical music too, which I used to love falling asleep because they have like violins, with the segments of the scene transitions and stuff like that. And there's been things like where Betty White was like ruthless and conniving, and I could just tell when people aren't acting. I can tell when people are playing themselves as a character. There's lots of people in Hollywood that have done it for years, but they're not really around so much anymore. Like they've been out, like Jack Nicholson, stuff like that. Like Bradley Cooper. I haven't watched a lot of movies that he was in, but pretty much I did see him at a Lady Gaga concert back in 2018. I think it was. It was in Tacoma. It was the night before they just wrapped that movie that they did after the jazz singer. It was like the redo of Barbra Streisand with that one dude. And they wrapped the night before a couple, and so her mom was there, and Bradley Cooper, and I got a picture of him. I made him blush. That's before he changed his face. They all change their face, and then they're not the same people to me. Like as soon as people change their face, don't ever expect me to look at you in your face ever again. You just get these. Because I grew up with Highlights magazine. You know, the comparison, like what's missing. Like I'm going to be freaking critiquing and judging and all that stuff. So I just don't hang out with people that fuck with their faces. I don't care if you freaking shoot shit in it. Like Sandra Bullock with the little baby foreskin elixir and all. I don't care. Like people do all. Nope. Nope. You can look pretty okay just living clean. I do okay. I got menopause like apron gut now. For 52 years old, I mean, I'm not trying to. I don't. Nothing I do is to impress people. It's so that I stay healthy so I can take care of mom. Everything I do is to stay healthy so I can take care of her. One day, mom's gonna go to heaven. I very well could never pick up another weight again, because why would I work to stay in a place that is so uncomfortable for me? Namely, planet Earth. Poverty consciousness exists because the people at the top think that there's people that deserve to suffer. I'm not a fan of any organization, any religion. You're telling me, what, you're that Pope guy? He's just like the rest of them. He's sitting on all the money. They could easily fix poverty, but they just, it's just people have to suffer, evidently. I don't participate in this world anymore. What's up? Why don't I participate? Because it's not worth participating. I used to play a lot of games when I was a kid. We played cartoon tag. We played bombardment. We played like with all kind. And then as soon as like people started cheating, as soon as they started changing the rules, as soon as they started like stacking the deck, I'm out. I don't want to play. I'll go home and be by myself. I'll go draw a picture or something. I'll go ride my bike. I'll go be far away from people, because evidently people have agendas that I don't want to participate in. So I don't participate in the world anymore. I do go out and I give people stickers when I see them sometimes. I'm friendly enough to people at the grocery store and stuff like that. But I did it. Like, all these people are talking about revolution in the United States. I said, I've been telling people since freaking 2003 what bullshit America is. Don't let anybody you care about enlist. And on my FYP, I went from like 700 friends on Facebook down to like 200. I've just delete. You don't like me anyway. You don't want to know me. You don't want to be. I let people off the hook. I make sure that they never have to know me again. And especially if they portray themselves to be like a sincere person. And as soon as I start freaking, oh, you're not. You're just pretending. Then I'm done with people. Move. I don't care. I don't know who you are anyway, because you're always pretending to be somebody that you're not. Especially when they're trying to portray themselves to me. I look everybody up. If I'm going to deal with you, I'm Googling your ass. And so, like, I knew this lady recently that she would talk about this relationship in a way that, like, didn't sound like she was very happy in the relationship. Then all of a sudden, I'm moving. And I'm like, what the fuck? Let's just hope he's going to be the man he claims to be. We'll see. I just, whatever. It's weird to see things. I've been right a lot in my life. I see how if people act like this, then ultimately it's going to end up like that. Like, you know how you can tell when people drink too much? They're like, I'm tired. But people, like, they get like red glassy eyes, and they always look like they're drunk, even if they haven't drinking anything for 12 hours. They drank so much, they're always intoxicated. You see it on that Spencer Pratt guy. You know that Spencer Pratt, the guy that didn't get LA mayor? That's okay. Fucking fake people pretending to be real. I tell you what, like, you want to fix the world? You want to fix America? Let the freaking single moms, give them, like my mom, like if she was in a position of freaking she was a master at childhood development because she read so much stuff and had to learn, like she was learning about my diet before I could read. I had to learn what sugar was. And if it was on anything that I had to read, I had to turn around my labels, and if anything that had sugar as the first word on it, I couldn't eat it at all. It was no. And she would like instill the responsibility in me, because she would tell me things like, well, when you go to your grandma and your grandpa's, they don't believe in this thing. They don't care, and they'll let you eat whatever, and then it's gonna have adverse effect on you. And then I go home, and then like she would have to put a handle on my diet again, and I would be going through sugar withdrawals, and I would be a monster. And she's the best mom in the world for me. She's been my only friend in my whole life, like consistent. And she didn't even like me until I turned like 30, like 20s. There's a lot of years she didn't speak to me. And I didn't even, like I came out as a lesbian. That's what I did. I said, I'm gay. Everybody said, yeah, Marge, we know. And then she went through her own shit. I got from her. My dad was all like, cool, we could go fucking cruise for chicks together. Weirdo. My dad's a weirdo. He's a pervert. My dad's a pervert. My dad's a womanizer. He's all those things in men that I don't like. And I have those things in me because I have those parts of my father in me. Thankfully, my self-respect outweighs my likeness to my father. He's even an Aries, and I'm an Aries, so yeah. I don't know what's worse. I don't know. He's just not a very good man. He never was, and he's always hated me. So there's no love lost there, because there was never any to begin with. Like I remember when I was a kid. Like, he almost died, and I was trying to cry. Like, I felt like I should have been sad because he almost died. And I couldn't muster up the tears. I couldn't do it. But I could watch a TV show, and people could act out sadness, and I'd be more sad for them. So, life is a weird, funny thing. That's what I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day.